Denise Vogel, and thanks for coming over today to the DuBois Pioneer Home. My part of the tour is to show you the bedroom. Where I'm going to start is in the hallway here, because we're going to walk into the bedroom, and as you walk into the bedroom, you'll notice that the floor goes down. That's because the house is built on a midden, which is created of oyster shells, and this part of the house is sinking at a different rate than the rest of the house. Then what I want you to do is pan around the room, and you're going to see these absolutely beautiful yellow and white ceilings. Unfortunately, when it was the Pioneer Home, it was natural wood and a red painted floor. Now it's been restored and we have the natural Miami-Dade pine floors, and we have this gorgeous yellow color which makes the room super bright. As we go over to the bedroom and to the bed, we have a bed over here that was used by one of the renters, I believe. It's not the original bed. The original bed, it was called a rope bed. And the rope bed consisted of, the spring box was created from hemp and sisal. And so over time it would stretch out. And as we focus on over to the armoire, you'll notice in this room there are no closets. And the reason there are no closets is because the room would get super hot and there wouldn't be any real good airflow. So armoires were used and chests were used so that the airflow for the clothes would be more comfortable and they wouldn't get so moldy. The other thing about it is they did not have a lot of clothes. The dresses. I love these dresses. They came from Palm Beach. They were a reminiscence of what the people would be wearing during that time. They're very dressy, and as you can see, they probably were worn on special occasions, because as a pioneer house, milking a cow would not lead to wearing that type of a dress. The sewing machine would have been an absolute necessity to this home. Clothes were not bought in stores, they were made. And how were they made? They had to buy the material. So they had to wait, the family had to wait for the ships and boats to come down the intercoastal, which wasn't called the intercoastal, come down the river and stop here. And when they stopped here, the family would go on board, pick up some material, and then come home. And then they would create the items on the sewing machine. If you look closely at the sewing machine, you'll notice it doesn't have any electricity, because there was no electricity at that time. As we move along, I want you to take a look at this bowl and pitcher. It is called a chamber pot, and what it was used for was a bathroom during the night, so no one would have to go out to the outhouse. If you were the oldest child, you had the supreme honor of emptying this every day for your parents. How awesome is that? It makes me really thankful I was a middle child. Lastly, before we conclude the tour, I'd like you to take a look at this really cool picture over here. When I look at this picture, I think, okay, it's a little off. The reason is Susan is standing behind Harry, and that's quite unusual. The reason is that she's standing behind Harry. They had to wait for a photographer. We didn't have Instagram. We didn't have our Apple phones. We didn't have our Samsungs. So they had to wait for the photographer to come down the river. And he happened to come down, the photographer, came down the river about 9 to 10 months after they were married. So Susan is placed behind Harry because she's pregnant. The flowers are put right in front of her to hide her pregnancy, and Harry's in front, also hoping to hide her pregnancy. What I think about this picture is not just the wedding picture, but what life must have been like. She must have been cracking up and laughing the day she was trying to put this dress on because she's pregnant. How is she going to button up the back, tie it up? And I think his life must be kind of good because he couldn't button the bottom button on this outfit. So when I look at this room, I see life, I see energy, and what life must have been like during the pioneer time.